What's up, my friends? It is your buddy Keith here again from Essex Recording Studios, and I have a 1974 Gibson USA SG. This thing is killer. It's totally mojo. It's got awesome vibes. Original Gibson case. How cool is that? All of the latches are there. Let's go ahead and whip this bad boy out and show you what it's got. Case is awesome. Like, the lining is in really good condition. It definitely smells like the 1970s. So if you're like me and you didn't exist in the 1970s, well, this is what it smells like. Buy the guitar, get the case, be transported back in time. We'll go ahead and close that. All right. And put this guitar down here on our Sweetwater workstation pad, and let's talk about this thing. So for starters, pretty much everything I can see looks original on it. I wasn't there in 1974 when this was made, but everything's looking pretty good. You got the harmonica style bridge, these killer mini humbucker pickups that just sound awesome. Shiny screw there. There's probably a couple little minor things like that have been replaced. But overall, this thing is just awesome. It's got the totally correct patina, just the right amount of wear that lets you know this thing's real. It does have, 44 years of rock and roll history behind it. And it's the real deal. Go down the neck. Gorgeous rosewood fretboard with a really interesting thin binding. It's probably the thinnest binding I've ever seen on any guitar. It's actually, now that I think about it, the binding looks black. It's just the top layer of it that's white all around the neck. But it looks so cool. It's a very distinct and very different look, and I totally dig it. These are mother of pearl dot inlays. Your frets are like most frets from original 70s Gibsons. I think they called them the invisible frets. They're small, flat, very thin. People love them. They just play so much differently than modern jumbo frets. I dig them. And you've got this great headstock, Gibson logo there. You can see there's a couple indentations around the truss rod cover. I don't know if it had a different style cover at some time or not. No idea. But the whole thing overall just looks awesome. We were using it today to record on an album for UK Rockers Pinup. I'm really excited for you to hear what comes out of them when we release their EP. It's going to be awesome. And this was used to do a bunch of tracking, which is cool because it came in the post. Their bassist, Amir, opened up the box for me, saw it, and was like, wow, that's cool. Ryder, their singer and guitarist, saw it and said, yeah, that's going on the record. And it is. Lo and behold, it is. Here's the back. Now, I've got the back cover off because I wanted to show you. If you run the serial number, it says 1974 or 75 from the Kalamazoo, Michigan or Nashville plant. But how we know this is a 74, or as much as we can know, is by these pots. You can see all the original pots and wiring are here intact. This nice braided wiring, braided shielding coming out from there. It's awesome. And all of the pots coming out of the States have a standardization code. Ugh, it's too late. I'm having problems talking. But anyway, 137 is a company called CTS. It's a very common, high quality potentiometer company. And it's the Chicago Telephone Service, I think, CTS. Chicago Telephone Service, Chicago Telephone Systems. Look it up, but they're the best, and they're what everybody uses, all the good guys. 137 is their code. First three numbers are the factory code. The next two numbers are the year, 73, and the next two numbers are the week of production. So these pots were made in the third week of 1973. So it's a batch of early 73 pots, which would make it very likely to be a 1974 guitar. This foil is, I believe, added after the fact. You see that a lot of guitar techs will do that for extra shielding to prevent hum and unwanted interference with their guitars. Very common thing done. I know all of the guitars I've ever taken to have pickups changed have come back with that shielding. And it's just generally a common thing that techs do. A little bit of buckle rash there. Wouldn't be rock and roll without some buckle rash. And then just a really nice neck. No breaks. And then you've got these awesome Gibson Deluxe tuners, these will be the earliest of the Gibson tuners, I guess, because they were Clousons in the very late 60s. So the early 70s, they changed, still made by Clouson, but changed the writing to Gibson. And then you've got the serial number there, 89. What is it? Let me just look at it in person. It's a lot easier that way. So it's 890249. 890249. Made in USA. And if it's stamped Made in USA, it's a 70s guitar. They didn't do that until 70 or 71, I think. So 69s, they had just the serial number, no Made in USA. And that's how you can date a guitar. Because if you go on the serial number checker, you'll see a lot of times it will say it's either a 74 or a 64. I saw an SG on eBay today where the guy was doing it, and he had the picture taken of just a serial number, and you could tell just underneath at the very bottom frame of the picture, you could see the top of the M from Made in USA that he was trying not to catch in the photo to kind of keep a mystery going, hoping you'd bid on his guitar. But if you see that, it's a 70s guitar, my friends. And then, of course, all you ever have to do, take off the back cover, look at those pots, and if you've got, a 73 there, that means it's a 1973 or newer. Or, of course, it could have just had the pots replaced at some time. But either way, just makes you a little bit more of a savvy buyer. Cool. Well, you'll be hearing this guitar when Pinup released their EP on some killer lead riffs. You're going to go crazy when you hear it. And I did take some video, so I'll probably get that video up here soon. But I wanted to get this up just so that you can see the awesome detail of this guitar in its case up close and personal. Really nice carved top. And again, just this cool binding all the way around. Yeah, I guess that is what I would call it. Black binding where the top is white. It looks very rich, especially with that 70s tortoiseshell pickguard. Super cool. All right, guys, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning here. I'm getting some sleep. Thanks for checking out the video. Subscribe to the channel. Click like on Facebook. We're Essex Recording Studios. Yes, you do get to record with this instrument at our studios. We've got 100 wicked guitars here. You can use all of them if you want. And yes, we have accommodation here, so you can fly out. We'll pick you up at the airport, come crash and party with us, and we'll make some killer music. All right, guys. Good night. More guitars coming tomorrow. Bye.